level 2 is called conflict level, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you get into conflict. I'm not saying that you're there fighting with people. It's just internal conflict. So it's the conflict you have in your mind, within yourself. So you're living in conflict with your own thoughts and ideas. You feel undecided, go right or left, right? So that's your mind fighting with your soul, and you can settle. So it can look like beating yourself up, perhaps keeping resentments, or comparing yourself to other people, or maybe second guessing yourself. I'm not sure. You don't have that clarity that you need to have, because you're in conflict. So as soon as you decide something, your mind comes and say no, but then what if this happens? What if that other thing happens? So you live in ifs, and in between that you feel totally lost, like you don't know if you go right or left.
I think a lot of at time because of the frustration sometimes, and from the conflict, I'm always trying to rationalize, but there's still the conflict that comes over, that in my mind, because I feel like I'm doing things that maybe is against my like just saying my job. I feel like I know I could do better. I mean, I know that I'm doing a great job, and I could do a better job if I would be allowed to. So that's where my soul comes through. But I'm kind of shut down and over criticized for these little things. So that's where the conflict comes, because I feel like it's, a back and forth conflict, and I have to constantly spin it so I can do the job without going through all this conflict every single day of working, because that's exhausting.
Right.
So that's where the conflict comes in.
Yeah. And in the way that you're perceiving is that I cannot do anything to change, because that's how I have to be and work so that I satisfy these people. So you live like with this pressure that you have to cope with people's expectations, or even the job expectations, and you cannot go outside of that, and then you feel like if you do, you jeopardize your job or something. So you see where the fear is in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's an energy that stays there, and then energy leaks. It goes to other aspects of our life, like the love life, like the desire to move, but not knowing how, and what if I move, I can lose, because when you are afraid, when you're living in the space of fear, it's like everything is terrifying. I mean, you want to do things, but your mind doesn't let you, because it's so much that you have to think and ponder, and the ifs, and that you just feel so weak to make decisions. Yeah. So your mind goes to that space of conflict, and that's what's jeopardizing, your prosperity, your possibilities for the future. Mm-hmm. With me there?